So yesterday I had a bunch of Wella hair dye, the Wella Color Charm stuff from Sally's, and this one is burgundy. So, I mean, just to cover the grays, it was good enough. But I might get some more of that stuff because I forgot how, every time I use it, I forget how much I love that hair dye because it's easy to use. It is very liquidy, but I feel like it seeps into your hair better that way, as opposed to like thick hair dye like Arctic Fox where I have to sit there like working it in and working it into my thick ass hair to get it to go in. Today is Sunday. I'm not thrilled about sending Aiden back to school tomorrow, but I finally feel better. I just have this lingering, everything is very dry, like aside from my skin itself being super dry and I'm constantly using lotion, just my lips are dry, the inside of my nose is so dry, like the membranes, I guess, I don't know, but it's making it feel so like swollen and congested when there's really nothing coming out anymore when I blow my nose. And then it's like this lingering having to clear my throat constantly, like I'm annoying myself having to do it. But that's like my after effects here. That's what's left over. I did do the closet switch yesterday. I didn't really film it because I was getting so aggravated with it, but like all my clothes and stuff are in this closet behind me now, and all the stuff that was Aiden's in this closet is in his room now in that closet. I have a feeling I'm gonna be on the hunt for like a shelving system for this closet soon because there's so much wasted space. There's like 3.5 feet of wasted space because there's no shelves at the top. So there's so much space and I can't do anything with it because all that's in there is freaking 2 big like clothing racks that all my clothes are on, and then whatever I could fit on the bottom. There is still some stuff in the closet in Aiden's room, but it's so much better now just because all my stuff isn't here. If I have to get like a sweater or something out of the closet when after Aiden's already in bed, I'm not gonna wake him up by going in there anymore because I have to get my hoodie out of the closet. The only thing that sucks is I couldn't get that clear cube organizer into this closet because of the coat rack things, so it wouldn't fit. So that cube organizer is still over there, and I just put more of my like shipping and packing supplies in it because I really don't know what else to do with it other than store that stuff in it. So it's still functional, it works, my envelopes and stuff are in there, so that's what's going on with that. I don't know what he's doing. I made a pile of so many toys and stuff to get rid of, so yeah, everything's more organized. I was able to like, I had so much stuff underneath my desk, my makeup table, that I didn't have room for, or just like a space for in general, and it was like the, what was under there? My boxes of like nail polish and stuff. So now all those fit nicely in the closet and they're not underneath the makeup table anymore, just looking messy. I can't stand when it's like super cluttered in here, especially because most of the time my work tables are a mess, so it just drives me insane having a mess everywhere. So like even over here I had a box of like stickers and stuff and thank you cards and stuff like that. That's all in the closet now, neat and put away and like not in plain view. See, like right now my nose is so congested that I can barely breathe through it, and I'm trying desperately not to use that damn Sinex, what is it, Sinex? I think it's Sinex nose spray. I've only been using it once a day, and that's right before bed, but it's still like, for some reason, it feels like I've been using it constantly and drying out my sinuses and causing the friggin', what do you call it? Like there's a name for it and I can't think of what it is. It's something congestion. So it is Monday. It is later Monday. It's like 5 o'clock. Aiden's first day back went good. he didn't have too much work or anything to do, so it wasn't like a stressful day. But tomorrow is Tuesday is always like the jam-packed day. So he has his OT, which makes it so he only has a half-hour lunch break, and then he gets kind of antsy from that, because he usually gets an hour lunch break every other day of the week. And then at 3 o'clock I have the meeting with his special needs teacher. I don't really have much to talk with her about. I mean, last time we did it, it was only like a 15-minute thing, 10 or 15 minutes. The only thing I am going to tell her is that, like, my only concern is when they put him in breakout rooms with a partner, because he's not great at communicating and, like, doing what they're supposed to be doing. So that's the only thing I'm going to mention to her. I'm giving my nails a break from the dip powder stuff, because they're just, like, so dried out from it, and it makes them really nice and strong when I have it on them, but then when I take it off, they're so dried out and, like, even more fragile than usual. They're finally, like, I took it off, like, halfway through me being sick, and they're kind of, like, growing out to the point where I could do it again if I want to, but I have so many hangnails. I don't know how I get hangnails on, like, every finger like this. So my update for today, I'm gonna go get some work done, and in about an hour I'll go do my hair, because I need to give myself enough time to do it, because it always takes an hour for me to straighten it. I wish I didn't have to, but, like, it's just a mess when I pull it down, especially because when I washed it last time, I think the only thing I put in it was the Arctic Fox Money Honey serum, which I like when I air dry my hair, but I didn't air dry it. I diffused it with the dryer. So, I mean, it's not that bad. When it's curly, it's just really, at least it's not frizzy. That serum stuff works pretty well when I want to just use that to combat frizz. But, see, it's still all dark down here, but the top of my head is the burgundy color, so it looks kind of weird. But that stuff smells so good. I am almost out of it, and I just had to order more, and I realized that Ulta only has the Arctic Fox hair color now. They don't have the hair care stuff on there anymore. So I had to go on the Arctic Fox website and get another thing of the Money Honey, and I ordered another one of their conditioners too, because I really like the way it smells, and it makes my hair really soft when I use it. I didn't bother with the shampoo though, because I used what's the brand? Can't remember the name of the brand. The Hask tea tree oil one, because that seems to help my itchy scalp and stuff. But other than that, it kind of, the serum stuff, like I said, that's all I put in my hair the last time, and it's very, like, it moisturizes enough so that you don't have frizzies and flyaways and everything. But it's just, I've had my hair in a bun, so it kind of makes this weird kink in my hair where the elastic goes. So it is Tuesday. It is 3:30. I just finished the meeting with Aiden's teacher, so I can cross that off my list of things to do. But it went well. I told her, like, the main thing that he, like, stresses about is going into the breakout rooms one-on-one with another kid. And I was like, the week before he got sick, he went in a breakout room with another kid, and one of the teachers that pops in on, like, Fridays to help out with the class, and he did fine. It's just the fact that, like, when there's a teacher in there to kind of guide him, he does so much better than just putting him in a room with another kid and being like, okay, correct each other's work, because he doesn't, like, exactly know what he's supposed to be doing when he does that. I told her that, and then I told her I don't know if we're going to do MCAS this year, the testing that they do every year, because I didn't end up sending him last year. I'm sure if you followed me last year, you know about that fiasco. But this year they did make it so that he can test, like, by himself with a teacher. So he'd have to go to like a library or something and meet up with a teacher from the school. But she was like, we're not supposed to tell you you can opt out, but you can opt out from it. So I like this teacher because that's the only one that's said that out loud to anybody. Like I found that out on my own. You can opt out of it, but nobody is supposed to say anything about it because they want to force you to go and put your kid through all this stress. Like, he's only in 4th grade. This isn't shit that you have to worry about until like the end of high school, so I wish I had known when I was in school that you could opt out of it, because I just freaking had to do it all the time, every year. But then if you're homeschooled, like normal homeschooled, Aiden isn't considered homeschooled because he's in the only registered, completely 100% virtual public school in Massachusetts. Well, that one, and then I guess that the Tekka Academy or whatever the hell it's called is also considered a public school, but this is the one that's just in Massachusetts. It's not like the what do you call it? The Tekka Academy one is in like several states throughout the US. This one is only Massachusetts. It's a Massachusetts public school that he's technically in. So they have to follow all the same shit that regular public schools do. So that's that. But good to know we can opt out of it, so just last year I just didn't show up for it. But that's what we did. Especially this year, like last year it was 2 days that were testing days for math, and then 2 days that were testing days for ELA. But then this year they're going to have social studies and science testing too. So it's like, is that going to be 8 days in like March or April? They haven't decided when they're doing it yet, but 8 friggin' days that I have to figure out how to get him there. It's just an all-around friggin' another thing of stress to worry about. But I have to get to work packing orders now, and I'm waiting on my order of mailing envelopes to come. And I'm glad I just thought of that, because I gotta check when they're supposed to be here. I think they're not gonna be here till tomorrow, so I can like put everything in baskets. It doesn't even have a delivery date. Wednesday, so tomorrow.
Hi! It's Wednesday tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow's Wednesday. We're already halfway through the week.
I want FedEx coming for groceries.
FedEx doesn't bring the groceries, bud. And I didn't order groceries yet. I gotta do that for tomorrow too, I think. Okay, so we have this. Yes. Have to respond to her, what do you call it? The meeting for next time. I ordered a new flat iron for my hair because my flat iron is not working great, and I realized I got it off Zulily because it was super cheap. It was normally a $95 flat iron, and it was on sale for $13.99. So I don't know how good it's gonna be, but I also realized that it's a mini one and it only goes up to 400 degrees. I need at least 450 for my hair. Like the one that I have, my Revlon one does 455, but that one's crapping out on me too. And then I think they're both Revlon actually, but I have one that only goes to 425. That's the one that I've been using the most. And no, it's a Conair one. And I really like that one, despite the fact that I have to go over my hair a bunch of times because it doesn't go up to 500, but it's starting to not get as hot as it used to, and I know every time that happens, I may as well just buy another one because it's gonna crap out on me completely soon. So when I was using it last night, I was like, it's taking me so long to straighten my damn hair. And this one's on sale, so I don't know, it shipped. We'll see how good it works. I don't even know what the brand is. It's something I've never heard of before. Thierry Pro. Tiri Pro. I got a pink one, and it's nice and thin, which is either going to be a blessing or a curse. I'm going to like it because it's going to let me get closer to my roots, but it's going to take so much longer and I have to separate it into tiny pieces, like probably smaller than this because I have so much hair and it won't friggin' straighten it unless it's a tiny section. But the way I've been doing it lately has seemed to work out. I just use an alligator clip. I take a little piece, like as much as I can get straightened really easily, and then I'll clip all this up here, and then I'll let a little bit more down, and then I'll clip it up, and it just seems to work well that way instead of how I used to do it where I would put ponytails all over my head and have to use like 10 elastics to do my hair. So like I just told him, I need groceries, so I think I'm gonna order something for dinner tonight, and I don't know what to get. I don't know, maybe I'll let Aiden pick because I can never decide. But he'll end up picking Burger King, and Burger King is like my least favorite, and especially when you DoorDash it, it's so expensive because they're all like franchises, and for some reason they like up their prices so much on that app. I just got out of the shower and tried not to get my hair wet, so let me tell you why ordering food tonight was a bad idea, and I should have just not been lazy and figured something out to make for dinner, even though I don't really have much in the house right now because I need to get groceries. Aiden wanted Wendy's because that's like his favorite, and I was like, okay, we haven't had that in a while, let's DoorDash Wendy's. So I ordered it at like 5:48 or something like that. For 20 minutes straight, the person like was right there. He must have been waiting in the parking lot of where Wendy's is. Now mind you, it's only like a 5-minute drive from here. We could have just gone and picked it up, but we were both being lazy tonight, so this is what we get. I watched it say, for 20 minutes straight, it said arriving in 5 to 8 minutes. What the DoorDash person does to screw with the app, or if there's anything they do on the other end that makes it so that the timer doesn't move, I don't know. I've never driven from one of these companies, don't know how it works or if they're screwing with anything or not, but for 20 minutes straight it said 5 to 8 minutes, which made no sense to me. And just as I was about to be like, hey, is there something wrong with the order, and message them, it said it was picked up. The person waited there 20 minutes picking up other orders and taking other orders, and then dropped off at like 3 other places before they finally got to us. It took an hour to get our food from a place that's 5 minutes away. So then I was like, because to start with, that Wendy's, whenever we order from there, something is wrong with the order. It's a bunch of like teenage kids, especially at night, that are working there. So I was like, nothing's gonna be right. The guy finally comes. The food was ice cold. They didn't have Steven's sandwich in the bag. Mine was made completely wrong. Thank God Aiden's was in there. His he got 2 cheeseburgers, and he was like bopping around the whole time, being impatient, like, I'm hungry, when's the food gonna come? So I'm glad that they got his order right. But they didn't make my chicken sandwich right, because I usually get the grilled Asiago chicken ranch, whatever it is. It had no sauce on it, it had no cheese on it. It was literally just a bun, a slab of grilled chicken, and a slice of tomato. Like, why am I paying $9 for this sandwich that has nothing on it? So I got my money back for my sandwich and for Steven's missing sandwich, but like I also gave them a crappy review, and I was like, because this is the second time this has happened where I've watched the person sit at the restaurant for 20 minutes picking up other people's orders and then stopping at like 3 or 4 different houses before they get to ours, and then our food's ice cold. I can see if you have like another order that's right after mine, picking them both up at the same time and then dropping them off, but you go to the house that's closest first. It doesn't make any sense to me to be going all over creation and getting everybody's food must have been cold on this guy's run, because it doesn't make sense to me. Like, and I don't even know how to take the tip away in the friggin' the app. So yeah, I complained about it. Nothing will get done because it never does, but it's like they should have some sort of timer and a limit on how long you can sit there picking up orders from the same restaurant, because you're not going to sit there for 20 minutes picking up other people's food while mine gets ice cold. And then it wasn't even right to begin with, and I know that's the restaurant's fault, the wrong order part of it. But the fact that the guy sat there taking a bunch of other orders, all that's going to do is get people pissed off at you because you're delivering ice cold food. They're going to take the tips away. I know there's a way you can do that. I have no idea how to take the tip away after you've already tipped. So I don't know. I was just aggravated because nothing was right. We were all hungry because we were waiting so long for it. And then for everything to be wrong when it got here. Ice cold. Steven ended up going up the street to McDonald's because he didn't have a sandwich to eat, so he went and got a burger from there instead, which we should have just done in the first place because they don't usually screw our stuff up. They like know our order by heart because we live right here. So I just got my groceries, thankfully, so I don't have to order anything for dinner tonight and have that debacle again like we had last night. And I needed like stuff for the kitty cats too because I was all out of, I had like a couple cans of cat food left, but they're all stocked up again now, and I even got some treats for them. They like those temptation treats, which I knew they were going to because any cat I've ever had has been obsessed with those little ones that are crunchy and then they have like the soft centers. But then today I got the same brand, Temptations, has some new ones that I never saw before. They're called meaty bits, I think, and they're little chewy ones that are like chicken and beef or something like that. And they all seem to like those except for the one that I had in the house, Julia. She's getting so picky because she's so spoiled. She only ever wants to eat turkey, like the turkey lunch meat, or like chicken. When I cook chicken, I always cook extra for her and save some because she loves cut up chicken. Here's my buddies doing tricks. That one tries to swat my hand every time I try to feed her. Whoops, I dropped a piece. Hi, kitty. No biting. Oh man, guys. And that's like, I like to be able to hand feed them stuff because it's getting them more used to me. Not that I'm ever going to get any of them to stay in the house, I don't think, but I can't hand feed them cat food because that's gross and I'm not sticking my fingers in wet cat food. So the little treats are good for that, and then like little pieces of cut up chicken. So I had chicken the other night. I saved some chicken tenders for them and cut them all up. Although I noticed when I have that and she knows that I have the chicken, she will try and come over like 4 times a day to get it from me, and she'll come over without any of the other cats because she's so like, if another one is there, she will like try and jump in my lap to get all the chicken from them, and I'm like, you have to share with the other kitties. It's so funny. It sucks because I wish she would stay in the house. She's such a good cat. She's nice and like playful and everything, but as soon as I shut the door, like I've tried a few more times since you guys saw me try to take her in the house and she spent the night that night, but every time I shut the door, she like, her personality immediately changes and she gets like super sad. She doesn't want to eat anything. Like I can have the turkey and she'll be eating it out of my hand, and then as soon as I close the door, she doesn't want to eat anymore. So when I prop the door open, it's a whole different story. She'll come into the kitchen, she'll eat from me, she'll hang around a little while, and then she goes right back out. And I'm like, I can't leave the door open right now. It's like 30 degrees outside. Did I have this sweatshirt on yesterday? I think I did. But like, I'm not wearing the same shirt 2 days in a row. It's just I throw this over myself when I'm cold. I have a different shirt on underneath. Today was a very mild day. It was an easy day for his school stuff, so it wasn't very stressful, thankfully. And then tomorrow is a Friday, so he's done with school at noon. But it's kind of like Fridays are jam-packed even though he's done at noon, because he has like non-stop classes all day. So, and he has his social skills class tomorrow, which is always, well, I don't know how they're gonna run it now because they've got the new teacher now, and like he met her the week before he was sick and before he was out sick with COVID, but he was the only one that showed up to class that day because I guess all the kids didn't realize that it started. And then last week he was out sick, so he didn't get to have the normal class. So when I had the meeting the other day with his teacher on Tuesday, she told me that there's going to be like, I think she said 7 or 8 kids. Most of them are boys. There's a few 4th graders like him. I think there's a couple 3rd graders and a 5th grader. So it's probably going to be some of the kids that he's already had in the social skills class before. But at least it's not just 2 kids going back and forth like it was when it first started this year, because that's more of like a, I don't know, it's just easier for them when there's a couple of kids in there instead of just 2. If there's like a handful, it works a little bit better for when they're playing like all about me games and stuff like that. So my envelopes finally came, my mailing envelopes. I will show you what they look like. They look like 70s print or something. They're like 8.5 by 12 envelopes, but I fold them up to give it extra padding, because I only ship a certain amount of eyeshadows in the envelopes. If there's any more than like 10 eyeshadows that they ordered, then they get a box. But the envelopes come in handy for the smaller orders, and they were having a sale, so I had to grab some. I grabbed a case of 100 of them for like $30. That's the cheapest I can ever find mailing envelopes. And I can't just get like the poly mailers. I have to get the ones that have the bubble wrap inside them for extra padding. Otherwise, if you just throw a bunch of eyeshadows in a poly mailer, most of them are going to get broken in transit. I've learned over the years what works and what doesn't, and what word am I looking for? The amount of stuff that gets damaged now is nowhere near as much as it was when I first started shipping stuff, so I've learned my lessons over the years on what works and what does not. My poor nose is so dry on the inside. I got hair sticking out here. How annoying. I gotta wash it today at some point anyways. It's supposed to be like -6 degrees tonight, so our friggin' heat has been running non-stop today. It's gonna run all night long. I haven't seen the orange kitty today yet, but I was gonna try and get her to stay in the house because it's gonna be way too cold outside tonight. So I don't know if I'm gonna see her at any point or not, but a few of the other ones have been over already today, but she did not come over yet. And I can't get any of the other ones to stay in the house yet, so. I really have nothing to talk about, so I just wanted to end this video for the week. Was there anything I was going to mention? I don't think so. I just have to go finish work, the usual. It's really like sunny out today, so it's like super bright in here, and now I'm seeing how much lighter my roots are than the rest of my hair. I can't win lately when I'm trying to do my own hair. I really should just go somewhere and have it professionally done to fix up all the mess I've made to it the past few years, but in due time. Anyway, I just wanted to say hi for the day, and that I will see you guys next week.